Today, we meet here with millions of men and women around the world and children as well, facing the fact of hunger and starvation. The price of indispensable staples, wheat, rice, and maize, has doubled in the last 3 years. From Haiti to Egypt to Bangladesh, riots have broken out as people demand the right for affordable food. For millions of people, in the world who live on less than $1 a day, higher food prices are the difference between a full stomach and hunger. For many, it's the difference between life and death.
We need a second green revolution. In the context of global food shortages, Europe has to re-examine its opposition to genetically modified seeds that have the potential to dramatically increase yields. Global food shortages also should prompt reconsideration of the protectionist world agricultural trade system, the harmful farm subsidies of Europe and the United States.
Although the IMF Global Food Index increased 43%, the U.S. food CPI increased only 4.5%. The reason for the smaller rate of inflation is that Americans tend to consume highly processed foods and food in restaurants. When consumers in the United States purchase food from supermarkets, convenience stores, or restaurants, a large fraction goes to cover labor associated with preparing, serving, and marketing the food that we eat. The effect of food price inflation on individuals in poor countries is even more pronounced because the poor spend a larger fraction of their income on food. The typical American spends slightly less than 14% of total expenditures on food. In contrast, Africans spend 43% of their expenditures on food, and those subsisting on less than $1 a day in sub-Saharan Africa may dedicate as much as 70% of their expenditures to food.
Experts tell us that the situation underlying the crisis is not a temporary one, and demand for grain is outstripping supply. Our response is therefore three-pronged. We plan to increase our efforts in three key areas. First, expand our humanitarian assistance, looking at the most critical needs globally. 2, attack the underlying causes of food insecurity through a significant increase in staple food production. And third, address policy barriers and trade policies that are adversely impacting food prices.